diving deep into yellow eyeshadow, a cream eyeshadow. I think this is a good idea. Let's do it. I thought, ooh, I think this is like all going. This is like a primary color moment, right? Red, blue, yellow, right? So I was wearing this obviously today for Patriot Day, and I actually had a friend who reminded me that it was Patriot Day today. It was 9/11 today, and it was a day that we do a lot of remembering, and so I was wearing red, white, and blue today. And we're going to see what we can do with this. Well, I wasn't even going to use this color, but then I saw a filter and I thought, I like how that filter is looking. Let's see if we can recreate that. So I'm going to actually use a very light pink, almost white color on my inner corner to start with. I do already have eyeliner on, and that's probably, and mascara, which I would not normally have on at this stage. So we're doing things a little bit backwards, but when I do my makeup stuff at the end of the day, I already have makeup on. So what can I say? And I'm going to actually put a little bit of that also on the lid. And the reason being, and I like to warm it up with my finger, just helps it blend and it just heats it a little bit so it melts into the skin. And see how that just like brighten that? When you put a white underneath, or a bright kind of whitish type color on your skin underneath another color, it really makes the color that you're using pop. The white just makes it pop. So we need a little bit more in there to try to even it out. Switch our hands here. And there we go. That's good enough, I think. I feel like it's still a little bit brighter on this side, but we're just going to let it be as it is. And I would normally put a little bit on the brow as well, the brow bone, just a tad up there. I honestly like to do the brow bone in the inner corner first, and then I like to blend colors on top of it. That's just my way. Some people do it the other way around. They blend the lighter colors last. But if you get too heavy-handed with it, then it covers over your color and you have to redo that, and then you're just back and forth, and before you know it, it's not looking like anything that you wanted in the first place. I like to use brushes with no names. Here's one of them, an Eco Tool from Walmart. So I'm just like taking it on my canvas makeup bag, and I'm basically just like scrubbing anything that I can get off of it. My version of cleaning my brushes. I know it's not the best. Okay, so what I do want to do though is before I put that yellow on and I go straight in with that, I think I want to do a little bit of brown in the crease. I think that would be a good idea to put a little bit of brown. I usually do that. That's pretty typical for me. I do have some extra colors here that I could use, like a cinnamony color, but I think I want to do something even more neutral than that. I'm kind of looking at these different colors to see what would go. Like these all sort of go together. That's kind of pretty. That's a pretty combo. But I'm actually thinking I want something even more brown than that. So let's see what other browns I have. One of my absolute favorite ones, which is limited edition, only have a couple of these left, is Candied Cocoa. It is kind of a shimmery color. And I think this brown will look really good with this yellow. So we're going to go for that and see what that looks like. I'm going to take a little bit. And I do like to hold like everything in one hand that I possibly can hold. So it's really hard. Makes it really hard for me to do my makeup. I don't know why I do that. And then I'm just going to put it right up here in that crease area and moving it up onto that upper area of the lid as I'm chomping on my gum. You can kind of see how that started to create a shadow. Give that eye a little bit of dimension and dye back. Just put the brown on anything that you want to dye back. So if you have more prominent lids that you don't want to be as prominent, just put a darker color on them. So there's just a basic brown, very light wash of color, not too much, just a little bit. And if you were going for just a regular daytime look, you could stop right there. Now granted, this is a little bit white and poppy, standing out quite a bit because I put a lot on there. That's okay. You might also want to go a slight bit darker in the crease. And so actually, because I might have something here that I could do that with, let me see if I do. One of my favorites for going darker is rustic brown because it's a very deep brown. And survey says, do we have it available to us? I do not know. Ah, here it is. This one is getting a little bit, I need to find my pliers that I used yesterday. There they are. Let me show what I did. I showed this on Facebook. Let us put all the things that we're carrying down. Lay your burdens down. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove this. Just going to come around the edge of it. And pull it from all sides. There you go. So it'll come out like that and creates a space in there. Set that down. A lot of the product is right up in here. So I'm going right in there and just going right around the edge. And wow, ton just came off, a ton. There's so much more in there. It's like a lot. Putting the stopper back in. This has just extended the life of this shadow by probably 6 months, maybe more. Because again, this is super duper pigmented. It's like way pigmented. Putting the stopper back in is important because if you don't, it's gonna not have anything to scrape off on. And so then it's gonna feel a lot more goopy. Okay, at this point, I will probably, this is a little bit fluffy for this, but we'll try to make it work. Just going to put a tiny bit, just a tiny dot or two in the corner. Less is more in this case. And try to keep it concentrated right there, not moving it around too much. Keep it concentrated on the outer edges. And you'll see how it starts deepening it up a little bit. Circular motions, pulling it in. You can always go back and clean up anything that felt like it got a little bit out of control down. And if you get it kind of coming down this way, you can clean that up later. You can see how that's deepened it already. Just going to bring that up a little bit. And then we'll do the same on this side. Adding just a little bit, couple of dots. Always do less when you're getting started because it'll really spread and it'll be not as thick of a consistency when you're just getting started. There we go. And we'll do this. And we'll swirl it around. Keeping it, I'm not going on top of this part here because I really want to keep that open for the yellow. But in order to use the yellow, I wanted to start with a brown. Now this would be my normal look pretty much, except probably not as bright white. In that inner corner, I would not have it as bright there. All right, and then let's do this. Let's try this. Okay. Ooh, that yellow looks so good against this blue eyeliner that I have. I don't think you can really even see it on there, but it looks so good. The blue and the yellow look really good together. I'm using the same brush, obviously, so it's just adding the teeniest bit of color. Just need a little bit more. I'm going to pull it up a little bit higher. That looks so good. I love that. It's just a fun little pop of yellow. You can tell how concentrated it is at first. And that's a lot of yellow right there. Ooh, that looks good. If you want to keep it concentrated, just don't disperse it as much. Try to pack it instead of spreading it like this. But I'm spreading it around just so I can try to make them look somewhat the same. Ooh, that got a lot on that eye. That's really cool looking. If you didn't want it to be as bold, you certainly don't have to do it as bold as that. And then what I think I would do, just for fun, oh my goodness, he's yelling. He doesn't realize that I'm on live video right now. We're on video. We're on camera. Is I would take the blue, and this is a glittery blue, and I am going to put it as the liner right on top. It's really, I would probably use an angle brush if you don't feel like you have a steady hand. But wow, that blue is crazy incredible. There we go. You could even use the blue in here instead of the brown, but the reason I didn't want to do that is because I didn't want it to turn green on me. And I knew that that would happen that way.
They've been hollering for you.
I'm on live video right now on YouTube. So there we go. Put a little bit more here. He wanted me to turn out the light. Oh well. It's all right. That happens sometimes. Miscommunications. All right, so there we go. And so now I have the blue right up next to that yellow, which really makes both of them, I think, stand out. So it's a pretty bold look. So then I'm going to put a little bit more blue underneath. And then just smudge it. I wouldn't normally do like a yellow eye, but I've been seeing people do these bright pops of color, and hey, you know what? It works. I think it works really well. You'll probably even put a little bit more of that blue under there, and I still have, you can still see that white, that white water line from the other video. All right, so there you go. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. I've got Instagram in my ear over here. And let me know what you think. Would you do a yellow eye look? I love it. I think it looks great with the lips too. Blue, yellow, red, primaries. Yes. Okay, all of the above. All right, see you on the next live.